Pteridophytes are first vascular plants. Here today we are going to study about the classification, structure of sporophyte, reproduction, structure of gametophyte and fertilization of xylotum. Taxonomic position. Xylotum belongs to division Xylophyta, class Xylophytopsida, Xylotalis order, family Xylotaceae, genus Xylotum. The genus Xylotum is widely distributed in tropical and subtropical regions of both northern and southern hemisphere. Example, Xylotum nudum and Xylotum placidum. The plant is xerophytic in nature and grows in various habitats from very dry to moist places. They are also found to grow on tree ferns and palms. Xylotum nudum is found to grow in India and hence it is the only Indian species. It is grown as ornamental plants also in Indian cities. Garden. Structure of the sporophyte. External structure, the sporophyte, the plant body itself is called as sporophyte. The plant body is well differentiated into a slender rootless rhizome and an aerial shoot. The rhizome contains a mycorrhizal fungus, endophytic in nature, and it is covered with hair-like rhizoids. The branching of the rhizome is dichotomous, and some of the dichotomy may become erect and develop into green leafy aerial shoot. The rhizome is brown in color. The internal structure or cells does not contain any chlorophyllous structure, so it is brown in color, but whereas the aerial shoot is green in color as it contains chlorophyllous tissue inside. And the aerial shoot is green because there are no leaves. Because of that, the stem will take up the function of photosynthesis. Aerial shoot are either pendant or erect. Pendant in case of epiphytic condition, erect in case of terrestrial condition. The branching of aerial shoot is strictly dichotomous. The xylotum, commonly called as whisk fern, and it is found in humus rich soil and in tropical and subtropical regions. Some species grown as epiphytic on tree trunks. Leaves. The aerial branches bear on the upper part small scale like appendages, that is leaves, arranged in two rows. The aerial shoot are either pendant or erect. The rhizome portion is buried in the soil or humus. It is also dichotomously branched. It contains some of the hairs which are called rhizoids, which helps in absorption. The rhizoids helps in absorption of water as well as nutrients from the soil for the aerial branches. The aerial branches bear the synangium and innations. The aerial branches, as I told you earlier, they are green in color, photosynthetic because no leaves. Leaves are here called innations, and these innations are devoid of vasculature. And on the upper part of the aerial stem, you can see a number of beautiful structures which are trilobed present on bifidinations. These are called synangium. Internal structure or stem anatomy of aerial shoot. Internal structure of aerial shoot shows the following tissue system: epidermis, cortex, and stellar region. Epidermis of aerial shoot is one-celled in thickness with heavily cutinized outer wall. The epidermis is interrupted by presence of stomata. Stomata is sunken, which is a xerophytic nature. Cortex. Cortex is heterogeneous in nature, made up of three layers. Outermost layer, the hypodermis, made up of chlorenchyma, and it is 2 to 5 layers thick. Middle cortex composed of thick-walled sclerenchymatous cells, 4 to 5 layers thick, and inner cortex composed of thin-walled parenchyma cells containing abundant starch grain. The innermost layer of the cortex is single-layered endodermis with Casparian thickenings. The rhizome. Cortex. In rhizome, cortex is composed of only thin-walled parenchymatous cells containing mycorrhizal fungus. See, the rhizome shows mycorrhizal association, which endophytic in nature, which helps in absorption. Stellar region of the aerial shoot shows the presence of actinostelic protostele with 5 to 6 xylem rays. The xylem rays are exarch in nature. Phloem lies in outer portion covering the xylem beneath the endodermis. Phloem cells are made up of thin-walled cell elements and sieve tubes. The stele of rhizome is haplostelic or actinostelic type of protostele. Central xylem core is completely surrounded by phloem. The basal part of the aerial shoot may show the presence of protostelic condition, but in the upper portion it may show the presence of siphonostellic condition. The leaf is single layered epidermis. Stomata are totally absent and does not show any type of vascular system. In case of rhizome shows the presence of protostelic condition where in the stele where xylem is surrounded by phloem. Xylem is surrounded by phloem. You can see the stellar region of the rhizome aerial shoot. Here you can see the endodermis followed by phloem and xylem. Xylem is having 6 rays here and 6 rays at the tip. You can see the protoxylem points followed by metaxylem. In the center there is a sclerenchymatous pith. So it is a type of actinostele, as here there is a central pith. It is called siphonostellum. Reproduction in case of Xylotum takes place by 3 methods. Vegetative reproduction takes place by gemme, or it is also known as brood bodies. Asexual method is by spore production. Sexual method by producing archegonia and antheridia. The vegetative reproduction in Xylotum takes place by the formation of gemme. The gemma are developed on large rhizome. The gemme may germinate into a new plant when it is still attached to the parent plant, or when they fall on the suitable substratum after detachment. Spore production. The Xylotum plant body is a sporophyte. It produces the special type of spore producing organ called synangium. Here 3 different three sporangium are fused to form synangium. The spores are formed in a special spore-bearing structure known as sporangia. The sporangia are borne in triad on the vertical side of the appendage, that is leaf, at the point of dichotomy, and are slightly raised by short stalk. The sporangia are fused one another, and such group of sporangia are known as synangia. You can see the structure. The sporangia are borne on triads. They have very short stalk. They are borne on the axil of the bifid leaves, and triad of the sporangia is called synangium. They are yellow in the beginning. They are green in color. Later it become yellow. Asexual reproduction. You can see the sporangium color of the synangium, green in the beginning, later it will become yellow in color. In Xylotum, spores are formed in a specialized spore-bearing structure called sporangia. The sporangia borne on triad on vertical side of the appendage. The leaf at the point of dichotomy are slightly raised by a short stalk. The sporangia are fused with one another in such a group of sporangia is known as synangium. Each mature synangium is 2 to 3 millimeter wide. Each lobe contains spore sac. You can see here 3 lobes, and you can also see in each lobe there is a line of dehiscence which are weak celled. In each sporangium there are a number of there is spore sac in which numerous spores are present. The xylotum is homosporous, that is, it produces only one type of cells which are bean shaped in nature. Sexual reproduction. The gametophyte lives underground as a sporophyte, sometimes in mycorrhizal association. The spore is the first cell of the gametophyte. Each spore is bilaterally symmetrical with outer delicate and thin reticulate wall. The spore germinates after 4 months of liberation and develops into a gametophytic plant body. The gametophytic plant body is very small. You can see here, very small. About 18 millimeter long, brown in color, subterranean, and sporophytic in nature. The mature gametophyte is dichotomously or irregularly branched, and it is covered with dense brown hair-like rhizoids. and it is filled with mycorrhizal fungus. You can see here the structure of the gametophyte. You can also see the presence of rhizoids, and you can also see the presence of archegonia and antheridia. Antheridia you can see. Antheridia. Antheridia begin to develop on the gametophyte earlier than the archegonia. Each antheridium is a projected spherical body covered by a single layer of jacket cells. With the jacket layer lies numerous sperm mother cells, which metamorphoses into numerous spiral multiflagellated sperms, that is anthrozooids, or it is also known as spermatozoids. The archegonia are sunken with a short projecting neck which breaks away at maturity. The neck consists of 4 to 5 long cells consisting of neck canal cells, 2 neck canal cells, the venter consisting of only 1 venter canal cell, and then egg cell. You can see the cover cell also, the neck canal cell, venter canal cell, and egg cell. At maturity, the neck of the archegonium breaks, followed by the disintegration of the neck canal cells and also venter canal cell, which leaves a passage for the entry of sperm, that it becomes chemotactic. It attracts all the anthrozooids. Only one will able to succeed in fertilizing the egg which is present in the archegonium. The sperm, after liberation from the antheridium, makes its way through the archegonial leg and finally reaches the egg. On reaching the egg, one sperm fuses with the egg to complete the fertilization. As a result of fertilization, a diploid zygote is formed. With the formation of zygote, diploid sporophytic generation begins. Diploid sporophytic generation begins. The zygote enlarges in size, divides by transverse division, forming an outer epibasal cell and an inner hypobasal cell. The hypobasal cell give rise to the foot and the epibasal cell give rise to the shoot. Unlike the other pteridophytes, there is no formation of a primary root and a primary leaf of suspensor during embryonic stages. This type of embryogeny, where the shoot apex is pointed towards the archegonial neck, is called the exoscopic. The hypobasal cell divide in all planes to form the bulbous foot, which give rise to haustorial outgrowth in the gametophyte. Meanwhile, the division in the epibasal cell results in the formation of a three-sided apical cell. At this stage, shoot apex projects out of gametophyte and is infected with the mycorrhizal fungus. When once the sporophytic phase is associated with the fungus provides nourishment to the sporophyte, and finally, due to the activity of apical cell, the underground part of the sporophyte organizes. The sporophytic generation separates from the gametophyte. By the further growth, it builds up dichotomous branching of the plant body. In the beginning, it is subterranean. Later, some of the branches grow apogeotropically and form aerial shoot. You can see the life cycle here. Plant body, that is sporophyte, produces the synangium. The spores are produced. Spores develop after liberation, germinate to form prothallus. Prothallus produces archegonia and antheridia. Then after fertilization, zygote is formed. Then you can see the from the zygote you can see the formation of the plant body. So sporophytic generation alternates with the gametophytic generation. Sporophytic generation is diploid in nature and gametophytic generation is haploid in nature. Sporophyte is the dominant plant body which alternates with the gametophytic generation. So these are the slides, stem anatomy and synangium. You can see the stem here, you can see the structure of the stele and also sclerenchymatous cortex. You can also see the slide of the synangium transverse section. Thank you.